That's our special guest, Ty Herndon, and his powerful video, So Small. Wow, that again, just such an incredible video.
Thank you so much. I love the story behind that song because, you know, I had at one time decided to get out of the music business. I was newly sober, and I just thought that, okay, I've done this, and I've done a great job with it. It's time to move on because I just didn't really feel heard. And I signed up for a real estate class, and I pulled in the parking lot, turned on the radio, and heard Carrie Underwood singing songs just like So Small. I think it was even So Small, and thought, okay, that's the kind of music I want to do. This was before it came out, and man, I just said, okay, music with a message. It was so important to me. So that little song, after I came out and meeting all these kids, the Rainbow Squad, I remember how just one little song turned my life around, turned my truck around, actually. And I went back, sat down at the piano, this one, and started writing my Grammy-nominated album, my Dove Award-winning album, Journey On. And started believing in myself just a little bit stronger and believing that I had a purpose. And boy, God's over love and acceptance.
I tell you, and your purpose, you continue to just impress with your purpose. Absolutely. Also talking about the Love and Acceptance concert you've got coming up June 30th on all the CMT stations, the social media stations. Talking about the lineup too. I mean, again, we're talking you and Cody are going to be hosting this, which is obviously going to be great. You've also got somebody returning that you did an amazing song with recently, Kristen Chenoweth and Orphans of God. So tell me about Kristen being part of this year's show.
Wow, you know, she's a dear friend of mine, number one, so how gracious of her to come back. But we did have this huge #1 iTunes song during December with the remake of Orphans of God, and it was on my Christmas record. But I just had always wanted to record the song, and she loved the song, so we did this magical thing together, and we had such a crazy, great, big year with that song. I said, we gotta put it in the show this year. And so we close out the show with it in a huge surprise. This you guys haven't seen this. It's something brand new. So it's going to be amazing.
Okay, looking forward to that. So also Reese Palmer is going to be part of this year. So excited about that. I mean, again, your lineup just phenomenal. Thank
you, man. It's just we had some great hearts step up this year, and I mean, we've got one of my legendary friends, Kathy Mattea, is on the show this year as well, and the list is incredible, and we've stepped up the production, and it's going to be a gorgeous evening online. I always like to think of it right now as just a television special, because that's what it is. And then next year we know we're going to be back in front of a live audience. But I think having the opportunity to be online and it grew us. It grew all my little people up. We started a production company with Jeremy Ryan, and we do most of our own filming. And I have having a year of not being on the road, it's been incredible to be able to sit back and write and start new adventures and be so focused on our foundation and new music.
Yeah,
because we knew this was going to rise. We were going to rise above this eventually.
Yeah.
So it's good to see the triumph that people have been able to rise above in a very, very tough time in our community.
Also wanted to mention too, you were talking about Kathy Mattea, but Terry Clark, Gretchen Peters, Tanil Towns, Harper, Grae, Michael Ray. And also you kind of give us a little exclusive because you have 3 rising stars that you're going to announce during the show, and you're going to give us a preview of one of those?
I am. I don't think he knows this yet, but he'll know it this week. My buddy Chris Hausman is one of the rising stars.
Excellent.
And we have two more surprises, but you know, he wrote a really cool song and got a lot of attention with it, and ended up being #1 on iTunes and having a huge amount of streams, and just in making a way, just being his very authentic, great songwriting self. And so that's what we look for, and you know, and the voice that people want to have with music, being authentic and yet being a song you just put in your car. Anybody can.
So, absolutely. We've got about a minute left, Ty.
I love Blue Neck. It was great. The song was great, man. So
I want to make sure in the last minute we have in this segment, you were talking about new music. You've got new music coming out. You've got a project called Jacob. Tell us about that.
Well, I've always thought about this record, and it was time to do it. We're walking into some areas in music that haven't been really touched on and talked about, especially for me. But I haven't heard a lot about it anywhere really. But we're walking into some survival, mental health, victory, and you know, I don't know. You know, this is a great story in the Bible. If you're not into that, it's a story from the Bible about Jacob. It's in Genesis. And I've always loved it because it always has such a positive outcome. You know, the higher power kind of crippled Jacob, and he went out into the world and did great things after that, and said, you know, hey, you don't have to wrestle with yourself so much, you know. So
that sounds,
lots of interpretation. Yeah,
it just sounds amazing. And we can look for that in like in August. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Written right here, just written with the fireplace and everything.
Excellent.
So.
Looking so forward to that. Okay, Ty, we're going to take a break, but when we come back, we're going to welcome one of your Rising Star Awards from another year, Harper Grae. Ty, thank you so much. Always love it when you're here. Back with more Out and About today right after this.